What's up guys, it's Alex the Magician here, and in this video I will be showing you as well as explaining how to actually do the more difficult breaks. So you are going to need to know how to do this because first of all, as I've mentioned previously, you're not going to be able to scout your main break or even your side breaks on turn one all the time. So there are going to be times where you're going to be stuck with a bad break and you're just going to have to know how to deal with it. And the other thing is that in the center, you're also going to have some really strong guards, and sometimes they're going to be guarding something that you do really want to take, like an Earth Tome or something like that. So sometimes the trade-off, maybe you lose some army but get a really good artifact like an Earth Tome, it may be worth it. So knowing how to do the more difficult break fights is also really useful. And again, as I've mentioned before, the difficult fights are things like anything ranged, Cyclops, Power Liches, Enchanters, anything that's really fast and nasty abilities like magic resistance, so like dragons of any kind, or magic elementals are really bad, Ifrit Sultans are bad, so anything like that. And basically, the most common or the easiest way to counter them is to have some kind of good spells, right? So Resurrect would be a really good spell to have. If you have Resurrect and you have Advanced Earth Magic, you can do pretty much any break. It doesn't matter because you're going to be able to resurrect. Summons would also be good, or another fancy spell like even Chain Lightning can help, Meteor Shower can help, and also Clone with Eovacious. Or even without Eovacious. Sometimes even Armageddon, like I've done Enchanter breaks on Armageddons with side heroes. So, those kinds of things can work, and they do work, but you're depending on luck in a lot of these cases. With Resurrect, you're depending on either getting it at level 4 Mage Guild or getting a hero like Alamar or Jadit with Resurrect. With Clone, you're usually depending to get Eovacious. With anything else like Summons, it's level 5 spell. So a lot of times it takes a lot of time to actually build that, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to demonstrate the more obvious ones like Resurrect and whatnot, because I think those are pretty self-explanatory anyway. I mean, you just resurrect your main power stack basically and do the fight on just your power stack and resurrect. I will demonstrate the more standard ways of actually doing these kinds of fights on army, right? So pretty much no magic, no useful magic, and just army. And I will also do a demonstration of Clone with Eovacious because I think that one is a little bit less standard, a little bit more unusual, and not too many people use that. So I think that's something that would be interesting to demonstrate as well. Now, if you do not have any kind of fancy magic, what you want to have is you want to have a good warrior hero, right? You want to have a good warrior hero with good stats and skills like offense, armor, and things like that. So Tazar is good, Craig Hag is good, Shakti is good, Galtran is good, so anything like that. And for example, on ranged breaks are best countered with tactics and or haste. So, for example, in this fight, what I'm going to want to do is, with ranged guards, you want to get in their face as quickly as possible and kill as many of them as possible so they do a minimum amount of ranged damage to you and a minimal amount of ranged attacks. So, in this fight, what I want to do is I want to have a unit that is faster than they are, and I also want to obviously have tactics, and I want to have haste. Because what I want to do is I want to haste my main stack of Wyvern so that they can outspeed a stack of Cyclop Kings, because they could have a stack of Cyclop Kings, right? So I do not want the Cyclop Kings to attack my Wyvern unanswered, right? So right away when my Angel moves, I'm going to go ahead and haste the Wyvern and then kill the Cyclop King stack. And then block the other ones from attacking as much as possible. Now, in this game, basically what we did was we gathered 4 hives from our biome, and we got 28 wyvern, and we also got a couple of decent artifacts from our biome, like this Spirit of Oppression. We got the Necklace of Celestial Bliss, which is good. This is pretty decent. So basically, but yeah, we just had 4 hives, I believe, and I think we had one more that we didn't take. Yeah, I think this one we didn't take. So we took 1, 2, 3, and I think 4 over here, right? So yeah, we ended up taking 4 hives. Oh, and we also took a cons that ended up being a mini cons. So on this kind of army, this sort of break will be doable. You are going to lose something. You are going to expect to lose something, but with tactics, with haste, we can hopefully minimize our losses. So let's just go ahead and do this. Now, you definitely still want to do these fights as well as possible, because see, auto combat is actually not able to do it. So you want to try to use, you know, spells like shield, stone skin, slow in certain cases, and of course haste, as I've already mentioned. So as I've said before, what we're gonna do is we're basically just gonna haste our wyvern. The wyvern are gonna kill the Cyclop Kings, and everybody else is just gonna be blocking as many of these guys as possible. And you know what? Actually, now to think about it, maybe I don't need haste. Maybe it's just better to do slow. You know, that's what I'll do. I'll actually just do mass slow. I didn't really think about that, but mass slow is gonna work as well. So the angel is just gonna move forward and block this stack. He's not gonna attack. Now everybody else is gonna block as much as possible. And the wyvern take out the Cyclop King stack, like this. Okay, and it's actually really good that they attack the troglodytes. Now the troglodytes keeps those 2 stacks busy for like 1 more turn. So we can continue to take out these stacks. Again, angels are not going to do anything, so we're going to do stone skin. Shield is not really going to matter because they're probably not going to melee the main stack of wyvern. So stone skin is actually going to be better in case we do get attacked by ranged attacks. So the angel is just going to def. This harpy can help block these guys in case the troglodytes die from one of the attacks. This one is also going to def, and the wyvern are going to kill one of these. Okay, and the troglodytes also def. Okay, great, great. So this is actually going really well right now. Now we have 3 stacks over here, and we can actually block all of them off with the wyvern. One of these stacks, unfortunately, is going to end up doing an attack. Doing a ranged attack, but it's not that bad since we are blocking these 3. So I think the angel... Alright, in this case, I think I want to use Curse, actually. So let's use Curse on this 1 stack so they do a minimal amount of damage. The angel is going to stay here. He's going to def. And then we take out one of these stacks. Okay, that's fine. See, they were too afraid to actually attack me, so... And with Curse, they did a minimal amount of damage, so we only lost 1 wyvern so far. Now we can actually use Cure, I think. Maybe even Cure on the Angel, actually. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try Cure on the Angel. And then we're going to put the Angel here. Again, we're not going to attack. And the wyvern take out another one of these stacks. And again, they're all blocked from doing their ranged attack. Okay, they actually all want to focus down the angel, so we're going to use Cure again. Hopefully we can actually not lose an angel. So we'll put him here in this case, and then the wyvern takes out this stack. Great. 1 more Cure. Def. Take this out. Perfect. So you see, that fight actually went amazingly well. I only lost 1 wyvern because of being able to attack them with tactics, slow them, and also block them off from doing ranged attacks. So that's basically how you do that kind of a fight. Now let's go and I will demonstrate to you guys a more difficult fight. I'm gonna demonstrate to you guys a green dragon fight. Well, not sure which one is more difficult, but in this case, I'm gonna demonstrate green dragons, and I'm gonna be using Eovacious, and I am gonna be using his clone ability. So again, we do have decent stats. We have good, we have offense, and we do have expert water magic. Well, advanced water magic allows us to clone our wyvern. So in this case, we're mainly depending on our clone. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to use it as intelligently as possible so that we can actually not take any damage and not take any hits on our main stack, or the minimum anyway. So I think the way this is going to work is I may need to haste my wyvern. Maybe not. So see, auto combat is not able to do it. But we are going to do our best. Okay, no, I don't think we're going to need to use haste. But what we are going to do is we're going to try to bait these guys into flying forward and attacking. Okay, well, they did it on their own anyways. So now, what we can do is we can actually clone the wyvern here and take out 3 stacks of dragons. And 2 stacks are actually going to be attacking us. Or maybe we can try to get those guys to attack as well. Okay. Okay, so now we are going to use clone. And we're going to try to take out as many stacks as possible, as fast as possible. And now the added benefit with having clone is that they're actually going to attack the clone stacks. And we're basically not going to take any hits on our main stack as they're wasting the attack on the clone stacks. Okay. This is fine. Okay, so the gold dragon moved again. Okay, so now we can clone again. Okay. And now we've basically... I don't think we need to use another clone. We may lose one more wyvern, though. If I don't want to lose another wyvern, I can clone again. If I want to conserve my mana, then I don't need to use clone. I will use clone just to not lose any more wyvern. And there you go. So I basically lost... Yeah, this looks scary, right? 64, but the clones are counted. So I was able to do a green dragon break, which is one of the more difficult breaks you can do. And I basically only lost 1 wyvern. So that's kind of how you can do the break if you have something more fancy like clone with Eovacious. Or even any other hero clone would be good. The advantage that Eovacious has is the first clone that he does actually gives you 2 clones instead of 1. So that way you can actually minimize the amount of damage that the dragons do because you take out more stacks at once. So we took out 3 stacks of the green dragons on turn 1. Alright, so now I'm going to demonstrate how to fight magic elementals. And first I'm going to show you guys a demonstration of doing the fight without actually using clone, without using any fancy magic. And the thing that I want to demonstrate there is that you don't really want to do that. Because in many cases, when you fight magic elementals, if you don't have any good magic, if you don't have resurrect or summons or something to minimize the damage they're going to do to you, they're going to do a lot of damage because they have the no retaliation ability, they have the magic immunity, and the no retaliation means that they're actually going to kill your, or they're going to attack your power stack because they're not afraid of actually dying to retaliation. Now, if you are facing them without any good spells and you have to fight them, your best bet is to use haste and the wait and attack twice tactic. So you want to try to isolate them as much as possible, and you want to try to pick off the stacks one by one, and you want to haste your main stack, have them move forward, the magic elementals move forward, and then you take out one stack after waiting, and then you take out another stack at the beginning of next turn. So I'll show you guys how I do that. So first what we're going to do is we're going to bring one of these acids over here so that one of the stacks is going to attack him, and then we can bring the wyvern there next turn so that they're going to be far away from everybody else. And all of the other stacks, we're going to try to get them to move here as much as possible. Okay, so that's pretty much what we wanted. Now what we're going to do is we're going to haste, and we're going to take out this stack. Now we position our units so they have to take out one at a time, and they can't just use their multi-directional attack. And here we're also blocking these two stacks from being able to reach the wyvern when we put them here at the next attack. So far this is going well, but it's about to stop because all of these guys are going to end up attacking us, and we have no more one stack. So the best thing we can do here is we can wait. Okay, we only get attacked by one of them. Now we probably want to take out 2 of the 10 stacks, and then take a lot of damage. There's not really a way to minimize this damage anymore. We're always going to get attacked by 3 of them at this point. There's no way, they're too fast. There's no way to kite them. There's no way to get away from them. So we're just going to have to continue doing this. Actually, we can use, oh, we don't have Bless. So you see, basically, we still lose 19 wyvern with this. So what I'm getting at here is that you want to try to avoid these kinds of fights as much as possible. And if you do see something that's really bad, if you do see a really bad break like this, and you don't have a way to kill them with, you know, either clone or resurrect or summons or something like that, you want to try to avoid that and maybe take a restart as much as possible if you can. But now I'm going to show you guys the same fight, but with the use of clone. So when you do have some kind of magic like that, it becomes much easier. So we're going to do everything the same way as before. We want to try to isolate the stacks as much as possible, and we don't want to clone right away. So we want to use our clone intelligently. So this is going to be the same as before. Okay, now we can wait. And this is when we're going to use our clone. So we lost 2 wyvern, and that should be pretty much it. So we take out this stack, we take out this stack, we take out this stack, and we can use haste on one of the clones, so we don't take... Actually, we don't need to do that, because this stack is going to attack the clones. So there you have it. We did this very, very difficult fight where we lost 19 wyvern before, but with the use of a good spell like this, we pretty much lost nothing. Well, we lost 2 wyvern, but that's very, very acceptable. So what I'm getting at is to fight some of the really, really difficult things, you really want to avoid fighting them without any good weapons, like good magic, you know, like resurrect, summons, anything like that. You want to avoid fighting really difficult guards, because even even in the best possible scenario, you're going to end up losing stuff, and you want to avoid that as much as possible. So only take those fights when absolutely necessary, and the better equipped you are to fight them with spells, the less losses you're going to take. All right, and now I'm going to show you guys one more fight. This time we're also going to be doing the green dragon break. And we're going to be doing that on basically no good spells. We're going to be doing this on Tazar with armor. So again, as I've mentioned before, so as we were doing the Cyclops on Shakti, right? If you have a hero, if you don't have any good magic to counter, you know, like we did it on Clone with almost no losses, right? Here, our best bet, since we don't have good magic, we have Tazar, who's a specialty armorer, and that means that he takes way less damage than any other hero. So if you have something like that, then you can minimize the amount of damage. Again, here we have decent stats. We have some okay artifacts that we gathered in our biome, and our tactic is once again going to be using haste. So, see, actually even auto combat is able to do it because Tazar is just a boss. But we still lose 15 Wyvern, and let's try to lose less than that. So we do have tactics. What we're going to do here is we're going to try to get the Wyvern into this slot, into this corner, because here he's only going to get attacked by 2 dragons. Everywhere else he can get attacked by 3 dragons. In this corner, only 2. So that's what we're going to try to do. So we're going to bring him forward like this, and then we're also going to block him from taking any attacks like that. And again, we're going to use haste so that he can actually get into this corner. And it doesn't really matter what we do with everybody else. Okay, so now we do haste. Okay, and now we put our Wyvern over here. So now, basically, all we want to do is we want to stay here. We don't want to fly anywhere else. And this way we take fewer attacks. We are only going to get attacked by 2 dragons at a time, because they're too fat. See, they can only attack from this direction and this direction. So now we're going to do shield, and we're going to wait. Okay? Now we can attack this stack. Now we can do stone skin. And again, we're going to wait. Now attack this one. And see, if something like this happens, it's actually beneficial to keep a stack of 1 alive, because then you're going to get attacked by 2 of them, not 2 3 stacks, but 1 3 stack and 1 stack. Again, we're going to wait. So unfortunately, that 1 stack died. Okay, now since there are only 3 of them alive, we're not gonna wait, because we will take attacks anyway, right? And we're gonna take 2. We're gonna take 2 hits anyway. Actually, can this stack not reach? Okay, in that case, we can probably wait. Well, if we don't wait, this is round 5, right? I attack, and then these guys die to retell, but I still get attacked by 2 of them. So it's kind of the same thing, right? If I wait, I get attacked by 2 stacks. If I hit 1 stack, I get attacked by 2 stacks. So, same thing. Okay, see, so in this case, we only lost 6 Wyverns. So, again, very acceptable for this kind of fight without having Resurrect or some other fancy magic. So, as I was saying before, if you do not have the good magic, you want to try to get a really, really buff warrior hero. And somebody like Tazar is a really good option since he has armor and he's going to take way less damage. So this kind of a break on Tazar, losing only 6 Wyvern, I would say is very, very acceptable. Okay guys, so that's about everything that I wanted to explain and demonstrate in this video. So I hope that you guys found this useful. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you guys want to see more Heroes 3 content, check out my Twitch stream. I stream every day from Thursday to Monday, starting around 10 a.m. Eastern European time. The link to the stream will be in the description below. So if you guys follow me there, you'll get notified when I go live. And do feel free to subscribe to this YouTube channel, as I do release new guide videos just about every week. So if you subscribe, then you'll get notified when I release more videos. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Peace out.